This person is making a very big choice about you right now. You should listen very closely because what I am about to tell you might be happening inside someone's mind, quietly and secretly at this very moment. You might not even know it is happening. There is someone out there who has been thinking about you much more deeply than they are willing to admit to themselves. You might feel disconnected from them or feel like there is a lot of space and confusion between you. On the surface, things might seem very still and unclear, but what you do not realize is that this person is standing at one of the most important emotional turning points of their entire life. The choice they are facing is not a small thing. It is not light or something they are doing without thought. It is a deep decision about you. It is not just about your name or your messages or the memories you shared, but about you as a soul and a presence in their world. You are someone who entered their life with real meaning and weight. They are looking deep inside themselves and asking if they should step forward or step away. They are wondering if they should choose you or choose to stay with their fears. They are asking if they should hold on tight or let go. This is a choice that cannot be rushed or ignored. It cannot be hidden away because you are not just a small part of their story. You are a chapter they cannot finish without looking at who they really are. Right now, this person is fighting a silent battle inside. They might look totally normal on the outside. They might be going to work, seeing friends, and smiling as if nothing is wrong. They might even act like they do not care. But inside their mind, things are very different. Their thoughts keep coming back to you when they least expect it. Late at night or early in the morning, when things are quiet, they are asking themselves very heavy questions. They wonder if choosing you will change their whole future. They worry that if they do not act, they will lose you forever. They also fear that if they do act, they might fail again. Many people do not realize that silence does not mean someone has no feelings. Often silence is just a sign that someone is very afraid. Some people do not show their emotions because they are terrified of losing control of themselves. Some people do not go after love because they never learned how to feel safe in it. They hesitate not because they do not care about you, but because caring feels dangerous to them. There is a famous idea that your real task in life is found wherever your fear is. You represent a task that this person cannot avoid anymore. Their heart is pulling them toward you. It reminds them of how it felt to be seen and understood by you. They remember how calm they felt with you in a world that is usually too fast. Their heart remembers who they were when you were around. But their mind fights against those feelings. The mind brings up old pain and old mistakes. It tells them to be careful and warns them not to get hurt again. It makes them wonder if they are strong enough or worthy enough for this. This is the tension they are living in right now between their hope and their need for safety. You are right at the center of that struggle. Not every person we meet leaves a mark on us. Many people come and go as distractions or quick lessons, but with you, it went much deeper. You did not just attract them, you changed something inside them. You touched their deepest feelings without attacking them. You pushed them out of their comfort zone without being mean. You showed them parts of themselves they had not looked at yet. You woke up both their desire and their fear at the same time. This is why the decision feels so heavy. Choosing you means they have to grow, and growth is always a threat to the ego. There is a saying that the greatest thing you can do is become who you truly are. You quietly invited them to take that path. They felt it even if they did not have the words to explain it. Around you, they felt more real and more honest. That kind of connection does not just go away because people stop talking. This is why they have not forgotten you. This is why your name still makes them feel something deep in their body. You were not just noise in their life. You were meaning. You were comfort and direction. When someone finds that kind of meaning, they are forced to look at themselves. There is a deep truth that until you make your hidden thoughts conscious, they will run your life and you will call it fate. This person is now standing at the edge of that truth. They are starting to see that doing nothing is still a choice. They know that if they stay silent for too long, it could cost them you. They know that someone else might see your value and move in without any doubt. They know that what they waited to appreciate might not be there forever. At the same time, they are still scared of the past. Those old experiences are still loud in their head. This hesitation is not always about you. It is often about the ghosts of what happened to them before they met you. They also have a fear they might never say out loud, which is the fear of not being good enough for you. Deep love makes people feel insecure. When you have something truly valuable to lose, you start to doubt yourself more. They are wondering if they can be the person this connection needs. This decision is growing quietly and invisibly, while they think your energy is very important. The way you carry yourself and respect yourself right now matters. Sometimes the moment someone finally chooses you is the exact moment you stop waiting for them to do it. What you fight will stay with you, but what you accept will change you. The most powerful change happens when you stop putting your life on hold because someone else is confused. This is where your power begins. While they are going around in circles with the same thoughts, something inside them is already shifting. Once you become aware of something, you cannot go back to not knowing it. They are replaying moments with you in their mind. They remember how you listened and how you gave them space without demanding anything. These memories pop up when they least expect them. Each time they realize this connection was not an accident, they are starting to see that you represent emotional honesty and depth. You are like a mirror that shows them who they are and who they could be. Mirrors are very uncomfortable for people who are not ready to face their own souls. This is why they move back and forth. One minute they want to be brave and speak to you, and the next they run away because distance feels safer. They think time will fix things, but time does not erase a connection like this. It only makes it clearer. They see how flat life feels without you. You change their inner world, and that change is permanent. Now they are also thinking about responsibility. They are asking if they can show up for you every day. They wonder if they can be emotionally available and protect this bond instead of ruining it when they get scared. These are heavy questions that require someone to be mature. Choosing you means no more half efforts or being vague. They know you are not someone who wants to live in uncertainty. They know you are not made for games or waiting forever. Choosing you means they have to choose integrity. This is where people hesitate the most because they actually care. They know that to be in your life fully, they have to evolve. And evolving means being held accountable. There is no growth without some level of discomfort, and they are standing right on that line. They can also feel that you are changing. Even if you are silent, they feel a shift in your energy. You are not chasing them or explaining yourself anymore. You are more grounded and focused on yourself. This makes them feel uneasy. When a person stops chasing, the other person loses their sense of control. When you stop waiting, the reality of the situation hits them. They realize you are moving forward, and your worth does not wait for them to make up their mind. This makes them feel a sense of urgency. They start to imagine you with someone else, or you just moving on in peace. That thought makes them realize how much they are attached to you. They start to fear rejection. They worry they will fail you or open up old wounds. Sometimes people just freeze because they think staying still is neutral. But it is actually a way of avoiding the truth. Even in that avoidance, a decision is being made. Every day, they do not choose courage. They feel the cost of it. They feel a quiet regret and a tension that something important is being pushed away. They are learning that they cannot replace you with distractions. Silence does not bring them peace. It only brings a delay. They are learning through you that avoiding feelings is not enough anymore. They are realizing that safety without depth feels empty. The question is no longer if they feel something for you, but if they are brave enough to honor that feeling. Your role is to stay aligned with your own truth. You do not have to convince them of anything. Your power comes from choosing your own growth. Whether they come forward now or later, the most important work is happening inside of you. When you choose yourself, you stop arguing about your worth. Either they rise to meet you or they move out of the way. Both outcomes help you grow. Those who look inside themselves are the ones who truly wake up. The tension is getting deeper because this is now about who they are as a person. Choosing you means choosing a new way of being and a higher standard. That can be very scary. Some people are okay with wanting someone from a distance, but they are scared of the reality of a relationship. When a bond is as strong as yours, it demands something real. This is when people might try to ruin things on purpose or make excuses about timing. They might act like they are being logical when they are actually just afraid. But the truth is, they are scared of failing at something that actually matters. You touch their core, and they wonder if they can be what you need. They wonder if they can be consistent and reliable. Choosing you means they can no longer hide. They would have to be fully seen and fully responsible for their actions. This level of being exposed is terrifying for people who have always protected themselves. But they are also seeing your strength. They see that you are not falling apart without them. You are not begging for them to see you. You are embodying your own value, and that makes you undeniable. They miss the way they felt when they were with you. They compare everyone else to you, and nobody matches up. Authenticity leaves a mark that stays in the memory. They are realizing that avoiding the connection does not solve the feeling. The idea of you moving on is starting to feel very real to them. They imagine you finding peace with someone else who does not hesitate. This creates a sharp feeling of regret. They worry about letting a rare thing slip away because they were too scared to act. This is when their inner questions become very direct. They wonder if their fear is costing them a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Clarity is forming because you showed them their own patterns of running away. You are not required to wait in uncertainty. Your role is to build a life that feels good to you. When they feel they might lose access to you because you are evolving, their decision becomes much sharper. They feel that you are no longer available for games. They have to decide to step forward with a real plan or step back and let it go. There is no middle ground that stays. Destiny is responding to this. Connections that are meant to grow will find a way through the fear. Connections meant to teach us will fade when we stop growing. Right now, the energy is building up. Soon, something will change in the real world. A message or a choice will come. Until then, stay strong in your worth. When you stop negotiating your value, the world stops negotiating with you. The pressure is on them now because life is answering for them. Their indecision is draining them. They are seeing that they have to face the darkness to find the light. You have become a mirror for them, and they are finally seeing themselves clearly. They are asking if they are living a life of fear or a life of truth. They sense you are not waiting anymore, and that makes the clock tick faster. They realize that to have you, they have to be real. This is when they either find courage or stay where they are. Either way, the truth is coming. You are reclaiming your peace. Love is not something you earn, it is something you allow. When you are in balance with yourself, when you stop shrinking for others, everything becomes clear. The outcome is arriving. If they step forward, it will be with a real purpose. If they step away, it will be because they reached their limit. Both paths give you the truth. You are no longer suspended in doubt. You are grounded in yourself. Silence is no longer neutral. It is a final answer. Love is about being on the same page. If someone is for you, no fear will stop them. If they do not choose you, it just shows you where to go next. The most important decision was always the one you made about yourself. Welcome to Psych Lens. If this spoke to you, comment the word clarity. It shows you are choosing respect over confusion. Subscribe for more truth and share this with someone who needs to hear it today. As the energy between you two reaches this peak, a new phase begins where the weight of the past starts to lose its power over the present. This person is now entering a stage of deep reflection where they are comparing the safety of their current life to the vibrant possibility of a life with you. They are starting to realize that the walls they built to keep themselves safe are the same walls that are keeping them lonely. The silence they once used as a shield has now become a mirror reflecting their own deepest needs back at them. They are beginning to see that every day they choose to stay hidden is a day they are losing the chance to be truly understood. This is the moment where their internal struggle turns into an external realization. They are looking at the way you move through the world with a sense of purpose and self-respect, and it is acting as a magnetic pull. It is no longer about them deciding if you are right for them. They already know you are. It is now about them deciding if they are ready to be right for you. They are questioning if they have the strength to let go of the old versions of themselves that were defined by hurt and protection. They are seeing that you have already done the work to heal and grow, and they feel a deep urge to catch up to you. This is not about competition, but about a desire to match your frequency so they don't get left behind in the old world. They are outgrowing. As this shift happens, you might notice very small signs of their presence returning to your space. It might be a subtle interaction, a brief check-in, or a sudden change in how they present themselves to you. These are not just random events. They are tests they are giving themselves to see if they can handle the heat of the connection again. They are testing the waters of vulnerability to see if it is safe to dive in. Your role during this time is to remain exactly where you are in your own power and your own peace. You do not need to reach out to steady them. You do not need to bridge the gap for them. The gap is theirs to cross. And the only way they will find the courage to do it is by realizing that you are a destination worth the journey. This part of the journey is about the final collapse of the ego. They are coming to terms with the fact that they cannot control the outcome and that love requires a leap of faith. They are moving from a state of thinking to a state of being. They are realizing that no amount of logic can solve a matter of the soul. The decision is being finalized in the quietest parts of their heart. Soon the internal pressure will become too much to contain, and the silence will have to break. Whether it ends in a new beginning together or a final understanding of why things had to change, you are standing on the edge of a major breakthrough. You are ready because you have already chosen yourself. The universe is simply catching up to the decision you already made to be whole. As the energy between you two reaches this peak, a new phase begins where the weight of the past starts to lose its power over the present. This person is now entering a stage of deep reflection where they are comparing the safety of their current life to the vibrant possibility of a life with you. They are starting to realize that the walls they built to keep themselves safe are the same walls that are keeping them lonely. The silence they once used as a shield has now become a mirror reflecting their own deepest needs back at them. They are beginning to see that every day they choose to stay hidden is a day they are losing the chance to be truly understood. This is the moment where their internal struggle turns into an external realization. They are looking at the way you move through the world with a sense of purpose and self-respect, and it is acting as a magnetic pull. It is no longer about them deciding if you are right for them. They already know you are. It is now about them deciding if they are ready to be right for you. They are questioning if they have the strength to let go of the old versions of themselves that were defined by hurt and protection. They are seeing that you have already done the work to heal and grow, and they feel a deep urge to catch up to you. This is not about competition, but about a desire to match your frequency so they do not get left behind in the old world they are outgrowing. As this shift happens, you might notice very small signs of their presence returning to your space. It might be a subtle interaction, a brief check-in, or a sudden change in how they present themselves to you. These are not just random events. They are tests they are giving themselves to see if they can handle the heat of the connection again. They are testing the waters of vulnerability to see if it is safe to dive in. Your role during this time is to remain exactly where you are in your own power and your own peace. You do not need to reach out to steady them. You do not need to bridge the gap for them. The gap is theirs to cross, and the only way they will find the courage to do it is by realizing that you are a destination worth the journey. This part of the journey is about the final collapse of the ego. They are coming to terms with the fact that they cannot control the outcome and that love requires a leap of faith. They are moving from a state of thinking to a state of being. They are realizing that no amount of logic can solve a matter of the soul. The decision is being finalized in the quietest parts of their heart. Soon the internal pressure will become too much to contain and the silence will have to break. Whether it ends in a new beginning together or a final understanding of why things had to change, you are standing on the edge of a major breakthrough. You are ready because you have already chosen yourself. The universe is simply catching up to the decision you already made to be whole. As the pressure continues to build, this person is moving past a stage of just thinking and into a stage of feeling the consequences of their inaction. They are starting to realize that the space between you is no longer a safety zone, but a void that is swallowing the potential of what you could have been. They are looking at their life and noticing that while everything looks stable, it feels stagnant. The colors seem less bright and the conversations with others feel less deep. They are experiencing a mental state where the more they try to push the thought of you away, the more central you become to their everyday experience. You have become the person they want to tell their good news to and the one they want to turn to when things get hard. This realization is leading them to a place of total honesty with themselves. They are admitting that their pride was just a mask for their insecurity. They are seeing that by trying to protect their heart, they have actually ended up starving it. This is a very lonely time for them because they are caught between the person they used to be and the person they need to become to reach you. They are reevaluating their past relationships and seeing clearly for the first time why those connections failed. It wasn't just bad luck or bad timing. It was their own fear of being seen. You are the first person who made being seen feel like a possibility rather than a threat. And that is why they cannot simply walk away. Soon you will see the results of this internal work. When they finally choose to break the silence, it won't be with small talk or excuses. It will be with a weight and a sincerity that was missing before. They are preparing to offer you more than just words. They are preparing to offer you a version of themselves that is healed and ready to stay. They know that you have moved to a higher level of self-worth, and they understand that they cannot approach you with the same old habits. They are waiting for the moment when their courage finally outweighs their fear, and that moment is closer than you think. You can feel it in the shifting energy around you. The final truth of this journey is that the distance was necessary for both of you. It allowed you to find your own strength, and it allowed them to discover their own depth. You are no longer two people caught in a cycle of confusion, but two individuals who are being prepared for a genuine encounter. keep focusing on your own path and your own happiness, because that light is exactly what is guiding them back through the dark. The story is moving toward a resolution that honors the growth you have both achieved. You have already won because you found yourself in the quiet, and now the rest of the world is just catching up to that victory. As the final pieces of this internal puzzle fall into place, this person is starting to understand that the wait is no longer about them. It is about the window of opportunity closing. They are seeing that you have built a beautiful, full life without needing their permission or their presence. This realization is both painful and inspiring for them. It is painful because it proves they are not the center of your universe. But it is inspiring because it shows them the kind of strength they want to be around. They are now at the point where they are practicing what to say to you. They are playing back different scenarios in their head, trying to find the words that won't just explain their absence but will actually honor your value. They are also dealing with the fear that they might be too late. They look at your social media or hear about your life from others and wonder if someone else has already stepped into the space they left empty. This fear is a powerful medicine for them because it is forcing them to stop overthinking and start acting. They realize that perfection is not what you were looking for. You were looking for honesty. They are beginning to see that by waiting for the perfect moment, they have missed many good moments. The urgency is now vibrating through their daily life, making it hard for them to focus on anything else. They are reaching the breaking point where staying away hurts more than the risk of being rejected by you. When the move finally happens, it will likely come from a place of sudden clarity. It might be a late-night realization or a moment of clarity in the middle of a busy day where they simply cannot hold it in anymore. They are coming to you not to ask for something, but to offer something, a true acknowledgement of who you are and what this connection means. They have spent this time in the dark, learning how to value the light, and you are that light. They are ready to tell you that the silence was never because they didn't care, but because they cared so much it terrified them. They are ready to be accountable for the time they lost. Your path forward is to remain in the peace you have created. You have worked hard to reach a place where your happiness does not depend on their text or their phone call. This is your greatest power. When they return, they will meet a version of you that is no longer longing for them, but a version that is observing them with a clear heart. You will be able to see through their words and into their soul to know if they have truly changed. You are the one who gets to decide if their growth matches your own. The story is completing its circle, and you are the one holding the pen for the final sentence. As the tension reaches its highest point, the internal wall finally begins to fall. This person is now facing the reality that their silence has become a loud statement they no longer want to make. They are experiencing a deep sense of a now or never moment. In the past, they felt they had all the time in the world to figure things out, but now they see that time is a luxury they have used up. They are watching you flourish, and it is hitting them that you are becoming a person who no longer has a space shaped like them in your life. This creates a healthy kind of panic, one that moves a person out of their head and into their heart. They are currently looking at the bridge they burned or the one they never dared to cross. They're realizing that the only way to heal the connection is through a total surrender of their pride. They have stopped making excuses about work timing or their own readiness. Instead, they are coming to the conclusion that they will never feel fully ready and that the only way to be ready is to show up. They are moving through a process of letting go.